got to learn what a digraph is, these kind of things.
What is a digraph?
A digraph is two letters, but when they are together, they make a new sound. So if you think of the letter C and the letter H,
Yeah.
on their own, the letter C makes a sound, the letter H makes a sound, but when you see them together, they make a sound. So children will start to learn that when they see those two, it's not a k, it's a t sound. So they'll break the
Okay.
word down into sounds. And we cover that in our reading recruits. They don't tend to cover it till far into reception, but we lay those foundations. And as a parent, when your child is starting school and you're suddenly, they're bringing home books and they're telling you all these things, it can be quite confusing and scary that you want to do the best for your child. And so for the parent or the carers or the grandparents coming to our class, you're empowering them to know that when their child brings home that book and they're spelling out the word, that you can support them. Especially for me, for example, I didn't learn to read through phonics. I had no idea what it was when I started. So to know that when you're sounding out a word, you don't say, PAT, you say plat, so they can, to be able to support them. So it's as much for the parent and carer as it is for that child as well. And the feedback that we've had is, I've had parents say, my child's had their phonics screening, there's not a letter sound they don't know, or they're leaps ahead, or they know all the sounds. And we're so happy we did it because it's given me confidence to help with their reading journey. Or, a few years down the line, oh, we still remember your classes, and so-and-so loves stories and remembers this book that we read with you, these kind of things. I have parents coming back with second, third children to start again because they know for their older child.
It's so important, isn't it? It's not just the fact of, being able to read, but stories in general is giving anyone that you're seeing outside the box, aren't you? You might live here, but actually you're seeing a world, a magic world. You're seeing an actual real country with a story in it. Like stories and books are just a beautiful thing.
And it's that ability to kind of think, well, what happens next? I've been given this bit of information. So with our reading recruits, we split our story, our performance story, which is the one that we act out and we talk about. And we often leave it at a bit of a cliffhanger. But I say to the children, like, what do you think's going to win the race? Or what do you think's going to happen to the gingerbread man next week? Or what's going to happen here? And then the next week they'll come back and be like, right, who remembers what story we were doing? Oh, we were doing the gingerbread man. And what characters did we meet? And they can throw back to me. They can recall what we did because we did it through play. They became the character in the book. So being able to have that understanding of what comes next, like that's a big thing, especially when they go to school, to be able to infer stuff from, text and the stories.
Gosh, my daughter's doing her GCSEs. She has a script to read and has to take from it everything that you've just said,
Yeah.
predict what might happen next. So, gosh, all the stuff you're doing is those steps towards their future.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Those
Wow.
fundamental steps. Yeah.